Right now on Hoosier News Source, controversy at the Bloomington Farmers Market is driving up costs for the police department. Find out how much.
And an IU student is making his way to the set of Jeopardy. We spoke to him to see what it's like to be on the famous game show.
And I have when you can expect snow and rain, as well as the Arctic cold that will be hitting us later this week. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier News Source. I'm Lexi Vanetti.
And I'm Julia Lostetter. The IU community is mourning the loss of a Maurer Law School student who died just blocks from campus. Pura Sethi, a third-year law student, was struck and killed by a vehicle at the corner of 3rd and Washington Streets Saturday evening. In a statement, Maurer Law School Dean Austin Parrish remembered Pura as a beloved member of the community. The law school plans to host a memorial in Sethi's honor, with details to be released in the days to come. The accident remains under investigation by Bloomington PD.
The Bloomington Farmers Market is getting more expensive, but the price of produce isn't going up. The price of security is. During the annual safety report, Bloomington Police Chief Mike Dekoff reported an 1,800% increase in security costs at the market. Dekoff says the city spent about $5,000 in overtime during 2018, but in 2019 they spent over $100,000. Bloomington PD says the spike stems from the controversy around Schooner Creek Farms, a vendor connected to white nationalist ideals. Last year, the department added downtown patrol, training, and dispatch for the security at the market. In honor of Black History Month, Bloomington is celebrating the city's black business owners. Hoosier News Source reporter Noelle Friel joins us now with a recap of this year's State of the Black Community Address.
Thanks, Lexi. That's right. Each year, the City of Bloomington celebrates Black History Month by holding a State of the Black Community Address at City Hall. I was there to hear what this year's guest speakers had to say. Take a look.
I'm Angela Carter. I'm on Angela's Ebony Hair Designs and Barbershop.
I'm Don Griffin. I'm the owner of Griffin Realty and Off-Campus Housing Agency.
My name is Courtney Bird. I'm the new business owner here too, Brooks Bird Consulting.
Local Black business owners were honored this week at the annual State of the Black Community Address, a Black History Month event that takes place at Bloomington City Hall. Guest speakers spoke about the challenges of being a Black business owner, as well as Black male health and the stigmatization of mental health treatment in the Black community.
The same way that you would stretch before you work out, or if you get a tickle in your throat, you might take some medicine to try to combat that cold. Treatment for mental health is just as important.
Shatoya Moss, one of the coordinators for the Black History Month events here in Bloomington, says that she wants Bloomington residents to know that Black History Month is for everyone.
We invite everyone to come learn about culture and history, as well as stories, and as well as in events and programmings. As a programmer myself, I feel great when people come and actually just learn and get to enjoy the space.
For many, Black History Month events like these provide much-needed representation and a sense of community.
Now that it's Black History Month, there's a lot of really great events that I can take advantage of and get to know and network with people in my community and get to know other business owners.
It is very rare to have a large demographic of Black or brown people in one space, and to provide that here at City Hall or on the IU campus or anywhere else in the community, I just think it's extremely powerful.
If you couldn't make the address this year and would like to learn more about it, you can view the full State of the Black Community presentation online at bloomington.in.gov. Julia, back to you.
A petition to bring recognition to a university ban during World War II is being submitted to IU Board of Trustees. During the mid-1940s, IU placed a ban on prospective Japanese American students. 12 students were rejected from IU during that 3-year ban. IU alumni and the director of the Asian American Studies program are demanding that February 19th mark the Day of Remembrance.
You know, we see, and it was a question of how welcoming would IU be. And the IU at that time responded in a way that was, at least at the high levels, that was what we might call, decision based on racial profiling and xenophobia. So I think those issues are still with us today. And that's why I think it's such a great opportunity to wrestle with them through this historical episode.
The petition already has around 350 signatures from students and faculty. Bloomington Parks and Recreation is partnering with Monroe County Health for a syringe disposal pilot program. The health department will be installing sharp containers and disposable inserts across various parks. The city says the program helps address the 66% increase in the number of used syringes collected in city parks as a safety measure. Officials from both Monroe County and the city of Bloomington believe the boxes are a step in the right direction to lower that number. Indiana currently ranks 11th in the nation in opioid use.
One IU senior's dream of being on the popular game show Jeopardy became a reality. Tyler Combs remembers watching Jeopardy every night with his family, and now he will be watching himself on the show. What started as an initial test for him turned into a long process of in-person auditions and tests to prove that he was qualified for Jeopardy's college tournament. Out of about 18,000 people who took the test, he became one of the lucky 15 students chosen. He says that he has tried many times to get on the show in the past, and that finally receiving that acceptance call was a surreal moment.
I was just kind of like, what? You made a mistake, right? That was what first went through my mind. It's like, how did I get on Jeopardy?
Tyler just came back from the taping in California days ago. He has to keep the results a secret, but anticipates a huge watch party with his friends and family when his episode airs on April 10th.
Coming up on Hoosier News Source, Zoe Mintz joins us with what to expect from this week's weather.
And legendary Hoosier coach Bobby Knight returned to Assembly Hall on Saturday. That and more coming up. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Some more snow could be headed our way. Zoe Mintz joins us now with what we should expect this week.
Thanks, Lexi. And we will be seeing a low pressure system pushing northeast from Texas into our area, which will be bringing us a lot of precipitation. Rain mostly we are going to be seeing, but when we head into the later overnight hours on Wednesday, the temperatures are going to dip down, bringing us some snow as we head into late Wednesday night. But most of the day Wednesday is going to be very rainy, very dreary day on Wednesday. But by late Thursday afternoon, this system will have pushed out of the area, but an Arctic freeze will take its place just in time for the IU basketball game on Thursday against the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's at 8 p.m., but you can see right around 5 p.m. when the game's starting, 25 degrees and dropping. Temperatures are going to continue to drop into the overnight hours, mostly cloudy throughout the night, down to 20, even 17 as we head into later. And we're going to see a very windy day as well on Thursday, gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Those will be decreasing throughout the overnight hours, but on our day Thursday, we are going to be seeing gusty winds and freezing temperatures. Make sure you bundle up on this Thursday, but luckily these freezing temperatures will not be here to stay. And if we take a look at the extended forecast, you can see a very nice warm up as we head into next week on Monday and Tuesday into the mid to upper 50s. But unfortunately, we are going to have to stay with it as we head into this week. You could take a look, those showers, rain and snow chances on Wednesday and Thursday. Luckily, as we head into Friday and Saturday, the sun should peek out, but still chillier conditions, possibility of snow and rain as we head into Sunday. But all we have to do is brave the harsh conditions this week and look forward to the warm up as we head into next week. Back to you.
Thanks, Zoe. It was a wild weekend for Hoosier basketball fans. IUSTV sports reporter Griffin Gonzalez joins us now with a recap of the excitement.
Thanks, guys. And yeah, the Hoosiers and Boilers met this past Saturday for a Big Ten basketball showdown, but the game seemed to take a back seat to what happened at halftime. For the first time since his ugly departure in 2000, Hall of Fame head coach Bobby Knight returned to Assembly Hall, breaking his oath to never return to the university. Knight was joined by dozens of former players to celebrate the legendary coach's return to a sold-out crowd in Bloomington. Many rumored that this was the year for the General's return following his move back to Bloomington earlier this fall, as fans celebrated the end of a 20-year-long feud between a coach and the school he called home. Now, the fairy tale ending would have seen the Hoosiers taking down their arch rival with the coaching legend there to watch. However, the ball would not bounce the Hoosiers' way on Saturday. One of the best college basketball rivalries in the country made its way to Bloomington as the Purdue Boilermakers went head-to-head with the Indiana Hoosiers. And while the Hoosiers struggled to shoot the ball on the offensive side, the defensive side is where the game was really lost for the Hoosiers. Purdue shot 48% from the field and hit 8 3-pointers on their way to a 74-62 win over Indiana. Now the Hoosiers have a few games left before a rematch with the Boilermakers in West Lafayette on the 27th. Finally tonight, wrestling. The Hoosiers played host to the 4th best team in the country this weekend as our man Will Trubshaw has the recap from Sunday's meet against Nebraska.
Well, the Wrestling Hoosiers wrapped up their Big Ten regular season slate today at home at Wilkinson Hall. And unfortunately for the Hoosiers, it ended much like most of their duels have this season, not particularly close. Even in front of President and First Lady McRobbie, the Hoosiers were unable to put up much of a fight against the number 4 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers, losing 35-6. Outside of the typically solid performances of sophomore Graham Rooks and junior Liam Cronin, who coincidentally won his 6th straight match, not much went IU's way. In fact, it was only Rooks and Cronin who secured decisions for the Hoosiers. Otherwise, it was Nebraska who dominated with 2 pins, 2 major decisions, and a tech fall on their way to their 8th win this season. But as the regular season winds down to a close with just 2 non-conference duels remaining, head coach Angel Escobedo still has plenty to be grateful for.
This whole season we've had bright spots. You know, every single dual meet we've had a bright spot, you know, and I think that it's all coming together, and our bright spots have been young guys, you know, with the Brooks brothers being freshmen, Liam being a junior. You know, Brockhead was a bright spot. He's a junior, he could get medical so he could have 2 more years. I think the future is really bright. You know, our freshmen are dominating outside of our starting lineup. They're going to open tournaments. They're doing well. So for us, it's like it's going to come.
IU will close out their regular season home slate next Sunday when they take on SIU Edwardsville right here at Wilkinson Hall at 1 o'clock. And that's a special day because it's senior day. Hoosiers are recognizing 5 of their graduating class this year, so it should be quite the event for the Hoosiers, and they're looking to even pick up their 2nd win of the year. Until then, for IUS TV Sports, I'm Will Trubshaw.
Thank you, Will. And with 2 meets to go, the wrestling squad will look to come together and finish out a strong finish to their 2020 campaign. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Big weekend in sports. Big week to come, though, as we get going here in the middle of February.
Griffin, so why has wrestling been struggling so much this season?
It's a great question. You see, the Big Ten Conference is the toughest conference for wrestling in the country. It's so hard, especially with a rebuilding program, to be really competitive this early, but Angel Escobedo definitely building something with IU.
Thanks, Griffin, and thank you for watching this week's episode of Hoosier News Source.
To learn more about this week's stories, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IUS TV News.
I'm Julia Lostetter.
And I'm Lexi Benetti. From Bloomington, Indiana, we'll see you next week.